Hey guys, it's Jen here. I've been chatting with some of you on the phone this week, and I heard some of you might want to see me do some painting. So I put together something simple that we can do today, and we are going to paint a canvas. We're going to put some tulips on it, and I have some wooden letters that I'm going to paint, and they say Hello Spring. So I have my canvas all set up here. You can see it on the easel. I have my paint all laid out on my plate so I know which colors I'm going to use. I have a fork, which we're going to use to make the tulips. I have my hot glue gun plugged in because I'm going to need that to put the letters on after, but you may or may not have letters, so it's up to you what you want to do. And I have a cup with water and 3 different brushes inside. So I have everything all set up, so hopefully we'll be able to get this going smoothly here. So here are my wooden letters. I have them in front of me here. I know you can't really see, but I have them laid out on a paper because I'm going to paint on them, so I don't want to get paint everywhere. But what I'm first going to start with is working on my canvas here. So I'm going to take my big brush out of the water that it's been in, and I'm going to paint the background gold. I don't even know what kind of paints you're going to have at home, so you do whatever makes you happy. So first of all, I'm just going to do the background, and it's going to be gold, so I'm just going to spread that back and forth. And this is a small canvas, but you can also use a piece of paper or Bristol board or whatever you have at home. So just be creative, as I know some of you are, and as the weather gets nicer here, it seems like it's easier to be crafty, for me anyway. So might take you a few minutes to cover the background, which is fine. Take your time. And then while the background is drying, we're going to paint the letters to go on. So we're almost done here. Cover it all in, try to smooth out all the lines on there. So I hope everybody's doing well this week. I know when the sun shines, it makes it a whole lot easier for me. So hopefully you guys have been able to enjoy maybe getting out in your yards or getting out for some walks today. And the rest of the week is supposed to be pretty nice too, so try not to miss out on that. Okay, so I got that pretty well covered like I want it. And you saw that I was going around the edges, so I'm going to flip it all the way around so that I can do the top part here. Okay, so while my canvas is drying up a little bit here, because we want it to dry before we can put on our tulips, right? Or the paint will all mix together. So I'm going to grab a different brush and come over here to my letters. So let me just adjust this so you can see how I do the letters, okay? So it's backwards to you, but it says Hello Spring. So I'm just going to take, what did I decide? Oh, I'm going to take my purple. So right here in the middle, it's dark purple. And I'm just going to, try not to get paint all over my hands, but quickly just go over top of all these letters with my purple paint. If you don't have letters at home, another thing that you could do would be to print some off on the computer, and you could trace them onto the paper, and you could just paint them onto there as well. I just happen to have these handy little wood letters laying around for what I don't know, but they're going to come in handy today. So You only have to paint one side of the letters because we're obviously going to glue the back side to our canvas, or if you're using paper, you obviously only need to paint one side because everything will be attached to the paper after. So I'm just going to quickly go over these one more, get out any big gobs of paint that are hanging around there, do a little bit around the edges. Awesome. So our background's over there drying, so hopefully that doesn't take too long. And then we'll put the flowers on. Awesome. Okay, so to be a little tricky, I'm going to make sure I go around all the edges of these letters, but not the back. You don't have to worry about the back. And you're going to get paint on yourself, so maybe wear a paint shirt if you have one around. Probably should have said that at the beginning, but so if you're going to do this video, put on a paint shirt or put on a shirt that you don't really care about getting any paint on, and make sure you have some tablecloths or big pieces of paper to put down so that when you are painting your letters like me or painting on your paper, that the paint stays on that and doesn't go on your tables or on your furniture. Awesome. So I hope everybody's been keeping busy. I've been here in my craft room working on lots of cards and been doing a lot of scrapbooking, a lot of going through some pictures and sharing them with my family. So that's been kind of neat, actually. I mean, it's not great to be stuck in my house, but it's been cool to find all these pictures that I had hidden away and really get them organized. So maybe one of these days I'll flip through one of the scrapbooks and make you a video so you can see some of the work that I do. Alright, so I got around the edges. I'm just going to flatten out some of the paint here. So I'm sure some of you are at home watching some shows on Netflix or on Treehouse. I myself have been watching a lot of the Netflix, so I'm hoping now that it started to get nice out, I can spend some more time outside with Chance, who you've seen in some of my earlier videos, my dog. He's anxious to be spending some time outside. And I mean, it's been a bonus for him also to have me home, because that means he gets to go for walks whenever he wants to, and usually he has to just wait while we're at work during the day. So I mean, it's been a bonus for him. So I'm trying to look at the bright side of some of these things, even though some days it's not feeling so bright when we're at home and not hanging with our friends, right? So I'm definitely getting some purple paint all over my hand, but that's okay. It'll wash off. And we've all been doing a lot of that, I hope, a lot of washing our hands and making sure that we're staying safe and staying away from any germs that might be around. Alright, we'll give these guys a second to dry, and I'm just gonna give my fingers a little rub so some of that paint comes off there. Perfect. I'll put my purple brush back in the water there and wash off all my brushes really well. Next we're going to paint the flowers onto the canvas. So I'm going to move my letters over here for now. And I'm going to bring the canvas over here so you can see and hopefully see what I'm doing here. So as that's pretty dry. It might be a little bit wet, but that'll work for what we need to do. So I know it doesn't show up really well, but that is like a goldish background I have there. Okay, so now I want to do some stems for we're going to do tulips. So I'm going to draw some stems and leaves for my tulips right onto this canvas here. So I'm going to take my green paint on here, okay, and I'm going to kind of just decide where to go. Up, and maybe I think I'll do 5, so I'm going to make them some taller and some shorter. There's 1, 2, And I'm going to make them a little bit taller because at the bottom there's going to be some words also in the way. So 4 and 5. So you can do whatever you want. If you want to do different flowers, do different flowers. If you want to do 2, do 2. If you want to do 6, do 6. Whatever makes you happy. All right, so that's part of painting and being creative, is just doing whatever you feel is going to work for you. Okay, so I have my stems. I'll give you a minute and I'll show you. Just let's see, I'm going to make that a bit taller. Okay, so I'm going to put my green brush back in, and you can see there's some stems at the bottom. Okay, so now to do the tulips, I'm going to use my fork. And that sounds a little bit crazy, but just watch and see, okay? So just a plain plastic fork, you can see it there. And I have 4 colors, so and I did 5 things, so I'm just gonna start with the orange one. So I'm gonna put my fork in that orange paint, like the back of it. Okay, so I'm just gonna mush it all in there, and then I'm gonna slide down, and I'm gonna have to fix the bottom. Okay, so we got orange. I'm gonna rinse this off really fast here. I'm just gonna grab a Kleenex because I forgot my paper towel. So that we'll have to do. So instead of using 4 forks, I'm just gonna wipe this one off. So some of our colors might get a little bit mixed up, but that's cool. So I got some orange on there. I'm gonna do some yellow now. Get my fork right up in the yellow. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Just kind of slide it down towards there. Perfect. Okay, rinse, 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 rinse. Take off the yellow, and I got some purple. So I'm gonna mush it into the purple. Oh, the purple's gonna have some yellow. That's okay. That's cool. The purple's a little bit gobby. Here we go. Okay. So I got purple on my fork, and I'm gonna pull that down towards the stem as well. So hopefully you can see what's happening there. It looks a little bit weird right now, so we're gonna fill in the bottoms afterwards when we're done. So I'll take off that purple, wipe it off, get the blue. Awesome. So many fun colors there. I'm gonna wipe off the blue. And let's do one more orange on the end, okay? So slide my fork down. Awesome. So I'm just gonna put my fork there so I don't stick my elbow in it or anything. And I'll show you where we're at here, okay? So looks like some lines heading down towards your flowers, or towards the stem, okay? So we're gonna fill that in now. So lay that back down. I'm gonna grab my, I don't know, medium-sized brush here. And then I'm going to take the different colors. So I'm going to start in orange. And I'm going to go around the bottom of the orange. And turn that into a tulip. Yeah, okay. And it's going to take a few minutes for this one to dry. It won't even be dry when we're done, but you'll be able to see what I did here, okay? So I go around the bottom, pull it in, and then turn that into a tulip. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. And yours is going to be awesome too. So do a little purple paint at the bottom, pull that in, and it's a tulip. All right. I'll show it to you once I've got them all filled in. Here, I'll show you the whole thing, okay? So round the bottom, and then pull that paint in. Perfect. Okay, so now you see some flowers. Cool, right? And I feel like those stems aren't quite dark enough, so I think I'm going to do another coat on there really quick. I'm going to take that. Just take my small brush, and I'm just going to go over the stems a little bit more so they look nice and green. And perfect. So, to attach my letters, which should be dry by now, I'm going to use my hot glue gun. If you don't have a hot glue gun or letters, you can, like I said, do it on paper, or you could paint right onto there, okay? So let's start with the H for hello. I need my hot glue gun over here. There we go. Okay. So there's H. E. And my paint's still wet. I ideally would probably wait until a lot of this paint was dry, but for the sake of our video today, we're just gonna quickly get these on there so you can see how awesome and easy it is to paint. And I've seen lots of you paint before, so you have lots of creative ideas. So even if you don't want to do a painting that looks exactly like mine, that's cool. You do what you want to do, right? Okay. So there we have a hello. Sorry. There we have a hello. And I'm going to put spring across the bottom, okay? So spring with an S. And if you're out and about, going for walks or looking out into your yard, maybe you have a garden, so you might see some tulips. I know I see one when I look out my window every morning in my neighbor's garden. And there's some at different gardens down the street, daffodils, lots of spring flowers, so it's nice to see things coming to life here in the spring, and hearing the birds and seeing all the birds. I got tons of birds in my yard. I got cardinals and robins, and they just chirp away all day long. And I think soon we're probably gonna have some baby robins too. So that's gonna be awesome. Okay guys, so that's our finished product for today. You can see that spring kind of goes over the stems at the bottom, but that's cool. That's kind of the effect I was going for. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little video today, and you can do some of your own painting or crafting at home, and keep staying safe and healthy, and hoping we'll see you guys all again soon. Bye.